There we go. Sorry. Realize I had updated the thing. It didn't do the thing. So if you're late coming in, that's my fault. It's because I don't normally do shows on Saturdays, unless it's football season, or it's like baseball, something like that. But yeah, again, for those that are coming in, look, welcome. Again, we have a couple events. Um, I'll take it back because I think everybody missed it. But this time, next week, if you are in or around Central Florida, Appreciation Day for the Orlando chapter of the FAMU National Alumni Association, FAMU Orlando chapter, sorry, Orlando chapter of the National Alumni Association. I'm so excited I couldn't get it out. Having chapter Appreciation Day. So be there, check that out. Free event, 1 to 5. Um, it's gonna be it's in Apopka. That's what says Greater Orlando, not far from UF's farm site. So, but check that out, Magnolia Park. The address is on there. Membership drive is also going to be there. I am a member of the National Alumni Association, as well as the boosters. I put my NAA pin up because I didn't want to lose it. One of my coworkers, Dean Jones, she gave me this wristband saying, letting y'all know Rattler support public education. So, but be there, Chapter Appreciation Day, free kickball game. You got the old school versus the new school right there in the middle. So, like I said, I might play on both teams. No Diddy. Like, might try to get in, because I want to win. I'm petty. And then if you are in Orlando tonight, uh the AKAs are doing everything. So, and I realized why the computer was acting weird last week. I had multiple things running at one time, and I just put too much on it. Like too many demands. But if you are in the city beautiful tonight, come out, check out T-Wit's party. Pretty R&B. You can go to Eventbrite. It is going to be at Callaloo 4904 South Kirkman Road, Orlando, Florida 32811. Might get a special surprise there. But go support that good brother T-Wit. Follow him on social media. And if you're not familiar, the AKAs are having a conference down here in Orlando, and they have taken over the city. So it's pink and green everything, pink and green everywhere, and that's one of the events. But they're also going to have a special presentation there. And for those of y'all that are local, if you do go, you may get some answers as to why y'all had some breaks for the show and stuff like that. But we're going to talk about recruiting today. Only recruiting. Probably not going to do the videos just because you kind of saw right in that moment it started getting a little choppy. So we're going to use the honestly the pictures I created and the things I created for the FQ FAMU Twitter page as well as the Fangs Up social, so y'all can see, like, because the question is, and I'm reiterating for those who like were looking on the Facebook thing, but what's this dude doing? Like, we got a new recruiting coordinator. We lost Riz. Like, I don't know if I like this guy yet. Okay, I like him so far. You all right with me, bro? Because look, we got some commitments already, and I told y'all before. Cozy had already said, if you enter the transfer portal, you probably getting replaced. I'm presuming you gone. And look, Xavier Barnett, 6'3" receiver, 190 pounds. Look, he one of them ones that we getting offers to. But Marquez Bell, look, this that receiver, Old Dominion, Lake City area guy. Look, commitment. Then Quay Davis, another guy. Oh, we mentioned him a little bit. Texas Southern transfer. This guy coming out of high school had a lot of accolades. Originally committed to Jackson State. Look, but Buddy might be him. And how many hymns do I need? I would like every team and every player. And appreciate the like. I saw that. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Especially on YouTube. We're trying to get those numbers up. And look, this is This is a passion project, but it's not a free one. It's just a, but HBCU did, they help out every once in a while. They do a little something, you know, and hopefully we can provide some content from the event for them as well. Yo, uh, but again, Quay Davis, two commitments, two receivers, and some really cool stuff. And I accidentally closed that down. I could run without it. But Xavier Barnett was one of the guys that was offered. Athlete. He plays receiver and linebacker. And 6'3", 190, 2026, Yoakum, Texas guy. Um, he's got other offers from schools like Houston. So again, it's like a sophomore. Guys got some recruits, but it's one of the things, and I would encourage anyone to listen to that interview Riz did with Dion, actually. And he talked about his recruiting principles. And one of the things he was like, I don't care how many stars they have, I'll offer them. And he was like, main thing is get in front of these kids, offer them, give them opportunity, and let them see, because they may not come to FAMU in that first round, but it's that fact that you kind of stuck with some of them. And they might decide to change their mind, things like that. And he kind of really explained like a lot of his recruiting philosophy and methodology. Yo, I kind of like it. And I especially like this kid's from Texas. And you obviously have a coach, I almost said a kid, who's from Texas. One of your assistant recruiting coordinators, Jordan Moore, SWAC champion. you know, he walks around there and he walks into the house, and in a few weeks, he's gonna walk in there with a SWAC championship ring on one hand and maybe a degree in the other, both with FAMU on there. That speaks volumes. And then there's not only come with that, but to double down and say, I also work here. You can start to say, as a coach and as an individual, FAMU changed my life. And he said that. But now there's proof behind it. So can we get more of these offers out here? I think this is a good offer. Does he come to FAMU? Not on the first look, if you ask me, but that's part of why you offer it. Now, the next one, Braylon Charles. Look, when you start looking at the kids we've offered, I shouldn't say kids. I'm old, so I wear it. But when you start looking at some of the players FAMU has offered, what you're going to start noticing is they're not playing in trenches. No games played. Braylon Charles, he plays D lineman and linebacker. So from my perspective, you're a defensive end. Right. So 6'5", 260, Navarro College, Corsicana, Texas. If you're like, I've heard of the school before, that Netflix special with the cheerleaders where they kept going to Daytona and they kept winning the stuff and all that kind of stuff. That's Navarro. So you're like, oh, snap. It clicked. But he played in 11 games, 45 tackles, 7 sacks. That dude's a monster. I'm just saying. I like those stats. When I'm looking at 11 games, excuse me, but 45 tackles, it's about four tackles in a piece per game, uh, 7 sacks. So less than a sack per game. But I mean, that's havoc. Like, that's a nice amount of havoc created by one player. And you're starting to look and you start kind of seeing like that's some good size, 6'5", coming off that line of scrimmage, and he puts his arms up to bat the ball down. I mean, look in our quarterback room. We got a 5'9" quarterback in our room. If he's got to throw over a 6'5" guy, it's a problem for him. So we're not the only school that's going to do that. It's just interesting, and just some things for thought, food for thought, if you want to say that. And I think that's a good offer. Hopefully, we can get him. I didn't see how many other offers he had, but again, you're starting to see the players who went to the transfer portal. They're trying to go G5, Power 5, Power 4. Sorry, there is no Pac-12. Oops, but real recognized real, and I'm feeling that offer right there. Now this Alexandre, I got it. I think it's Alexandre. He's French. This dude, 6'4", 245, another guy that defensive line, screams defensive end. Maybe you can stand him up as linebacker. Dodge City College, Marseille, France. So he's junior, listed kind of as a sophomore. I like this one. I ain't gonna lie. I like this one. And it's part of that international vibe that I'm getting now. Like, okay, you can sell that. You definitely have some FAMU fans in France. We saw that with Coach Henry's wife and kind of some of the things she did. But I think it's a cool story. I think he's one of the players where if you can get a guy like this is where you kind of get the AV team involved. Talk about his story, his matriculation to FAMU, if you can get him. But again, you're continuing to see the game is one of the trenches. We've seen within the SWAC what FAMU excelled in last year was you were a MEAC team that was in the SWAC. I mean, we could cut it different or we can be honest. But the strength of this team was your offensive and defensive lines, which is where the MEAC dominated the SWAC in the Celebration Bowls. They big offensive line, big defensive line, ability to run the ball, and then there was normally, especially in the case of South Carolina State, a big time receiver. And in the case of North Carolina Central, solid quarterback play. Case of FAMU, good enough. Like Musa was Musa. Like, he was good enough to get you there, but sometimes they're enough to piss you off. and but when he's good Musa, whew, bad Musa, ah. But in this case, you're seeing FAMU is committed to this defensive line. That's the position of need. That's the position we've all kind of been like 2-2. I'm looking at you. And it's the position where, look, coach has already pretty much pointed out, you gonna get this. Like, I'm just saying. Now this one, DeAndre, woof, Dingle Prince. Look, I ain't gonna lie. That picture alone, yeah, coach. I want him on the roster. 6 foot 280, App State guy. And look, I might have missed him. I know I thought I had him. I'll come back for him. But that's gonna be a guy. Yeah. He's a him. Like, he is definitely one of those guys that you're gonna want on the roster. I missed him on my photo thing, but he creates a little bit of havoc. Like, and he looks like General Hunt. I'm just gonna go back and Google him because I did miss him on the on my photo thing. But y'all know I like to do right by people, so I'll pull it up because if it was my kid, I'd be like, hey, you forgot to talk about my son. That's my boy right there, and I am that dad. I would definitely do that for my son. But here we go. Here's that, the one I created. But big dude, he caused a little bit of havoc. The stats amazing. They're solid. 25 tackles for a defensive tackle. I believe he's got a fumble recovery. Yeah, man. App State, we've seen what Appalachian State has been, both in person and vicariously. That's a program that has defeated schools like Michigan, but even more recently, they're a consistent problem for Power Four schools as a Group 6 program. Group 5 now, sorry, Group 5 program. App State's solid. Like, so to kind of get a guy who's been there doing that for a minute, I think that would be a good addition. Thing is, he's got a couple other offers. I believe North Carolina A&T offered him, and he's a North Carolina kid. So it's one of those things where it's going to be a tough pull. Like, you can get Florida boys to go, but to get him to come down to FAMU and pass over A&T might be a little tough. But the biggest selling point that you have is success. Like, one of the things that I just personally feel that hurts North Carolina A&T is their conference affiliation and the fact that they haven't been competitive in that conference. So I can sell you close to home, but with FAMU, I can not only sell you a championship program, I can show you the rings and the trophies, but I can also show you the players in the NFL. And I think that becomes your selling point if you're FAMU. We're a championship product, but we're also sending guys to the NFL. And if you want to get to the league, come here. And that's one of the things where, in the meantime, we need Isaiah Land to keep doing Isaiah Land things. Isaiah Land's been on this campus a few times. Even, and I'm not saying like, oh, during the school year. No, no, no. During spring, during pro day, or some of that stuff, he was here. We've had Xavier Smith come back. Keep bringing these guys back home. And what you really would want, and it's a tough ask, you really want to get what FSU's done, and FSU's just copying what Miami did. So if you're like a old school fan, they're doing that. Get the alumni who are successful, who are in the pros, to come back home, start training here, and start selling. Hey, we train the best. Not only gonna get a good quality education, not only league, but you're also going to train with the best. And these guys are going to share their knowledge, their expertise, and their experience, and how they got to the league with you, the FAMU athlete. And then we start wrapping NIL and all those other things in there too. So, but that's going to be pretty big. Now, Matthew Eskridge, this dude's a linebacker. Yeah, this the one. This the one. Man, 6 foot, 225, Riverside City College. Look, that joker's guns. Like that brother, he do like this. You're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you might want him just coming off the bus. Like one of the, he may not be the tall one, but yeah, man. I'm just saying. I look that picture right there. Look, I can see it with a FAMU helmet. Can you see it? Just kind of look right there with a rattlesnake instead of tiger strikes. Boy, but that guy, 6'1", Riverside City College, from Las Vegas. So he's transferred a few times. A little bit of a, why you transferring so much? Where you been at, bruh? But honestly, that's one of the things I would kind of look at. And with him, I sell him Isaiah Major. I'm like, hey, Isaiah Major comes to FAMU, quickly takes over. Like Isaiah Major first year was him. Like go back and look at that defense, and you're like, who's Major? That dude's good. And then last year he goes to being one of the de facto leaders on the team, and not the most vocal leader at the beginning. But when I tell you good people, oh my goodness, I will say to you and anybody else, Isaiah Major was one of my favorite players. What's up, Ashley? Appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate you coming in. I do apologize about the show on Thursday. There was an event that I was called to go to. And then yesterday, I had to get a haircut. Ain't gonna lie. I was, I know I look a little rough. And my barber hit me up, said, hey, bro, you want to come on through? And I was like, yeah. I walked in with my FAMU shirt and all. He a wildcat. I said, bro, I was about to do the show. He's like, all right. You know what's up, man. Oh, you gotta look a certain kind of way, man. Like, he helped me out with the waves a little bit. And I ain't even brushed this morning. I woke up like this. But real talk, like FAMU's pulling in some pretty solid recruits. And one of the things I like is that we're not just specific to one area. Look, Ashley, you're not wrong. Because he knew. He was like, I ain't see you the other week. I was like, hey, man, my homeboy's barber had to line me up, but I ain't let him do everything. I just let him, hit the corners, make sure I was tight. So like, I appreciate it, man. Look, I appreciate it. I've been trying to wave up a little bit, take a day off every once in a while. Now the next one, Eric Etienne. Look, another D lineman, 6'3", 290, high school senior from Miramar. Y'all know how I was Rattlers feel about South Florida now. Look, I'm a North Florida all day. 850 till I go. But them boys be different down there. Like Dion told y'all, look, look, I'm with Ashley. I want all them awful players. Look, this one right here, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. He commits to fam. I don't know how long he stay here, but 6'3", 290 as a freshman, man, you give that kid about 2 years and let the boosters, continue doing the strength and, you know, conditioning meal program stuff. That boy might be a good 315. Ooh. That kid could be a problem sophomore, junior year. I see him transferring out, but this kid, and he started to pick up some offers kind of late in the year. But I'm with Ashley. I want all these kids that we offered. Like now, this one, Jamel Fields. I'm pretty sure he's Asian. Look, 6'3", 320, Coffeeville Community College, but he's from Enterprise, Alabama. Technically should be a sophomore. Look, I told y'all there's gonna be one question you're not gonna ask Coach Colsey, where's the beef? The other one's probably where's the discipline? Because you're looking at this transfer portal, and look, I'm hearing Colsey ain't playing no games. No games played. He ain't putting up with none of it. But yeah, this kid, 6'3", 320. Look, FAMU is they're gonna pound the rock. Like I got a feeling you're gonna get some of that high flying football from Colsey, but this is going to be a team that wins the game at the line of scrimmage when you're looking at what Colsey's bringing in. Again, Colsey is a defensive back by trade. Yes, he also played baseball at Florida State, but he was a defensive back. And most good coaches will tell you the best DBs are defensive backs that have good defensive lines in front of them, because all of a sudden the quarterback has to throw the ball, he's out of sync, and that creates opportunities for your linebackers as well as your secondary. Look at what he's offered. Look at the players he's offered. Very heavy on the defensive line, light on the offensive line. I would like to see another offensive lineman or two, but shout out to my boy 3P G Gerald from the Tallahassee Democrat. You wrote an excellent article about FAMU's commitment to the line. What's up, Demetria? Great to see you. Look, had to apologize to y'all. I'm wearing my favorite colors, but it's my favorite color. Orange and green is right below it, but red is my favorite color. But yeah, we were kind of busy there. But man, you start noticing FAMU's line of scrimmage is going to be where this team does its work. It's where they do their damage. It's gonna be where they do the most of their work from my perspective. Like just looking at what we have in the secondary and at the linebacker position, I think they're good. But I'm looking to see us continue to try to recruit interior linemen that can draw double teams and defensive ends that can crash the pocket so that the quarterback has to kind of rush his throws. And I'm speculating you're going to see more man-to-man coverage. That's just me. So, and let me make sure. Got all my looks. I made sure we didn't have YouTube running in the background, nothing like that. So, but it's going to be interesting to see like how this team is going, like what they get going, because it's going to be interesting. Now this one, Braylon Harris, athlete. It says receiver DB. I think he's a receiver. 5'10", 165, Edna High School, Edna, Texas. Getting that connection with Coach J Mo. This guy screams kick return to me. And when I look at his film, he's mostly a receiver. Like, I'm just saying. Oh, great question. Ashley, how many offers do we win? For the high school, I don't think we get any of the high school kids. For the community college, I think you get like, I'll say a good 3, 4 of them. Like just being honest. Like great question because that's a question I ask. Like when I'm looking at some of these kids, who we offering? Like I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When Jordan Moore kind of hit the portal, Coach J Mo, I was like, whoo, that's a reach. And then you pulled him in, and it was like, I was a solid get. But I knew his history. I knew he had been at Texas A&M. I knew he had been at Houston. I knew he had kind of bounced around a bit. But I was like, he still got talent. Like, and not saying we're not deserving of that talent. What I'm saying is that sometimes it's tough to get those guys in your programs. And to with the high school kids, only thing with Harris, his height, like 5'10", 165. Um, he's been around as far as like going to camps and some other things, but has he gotten those big offers? Not yet. But you got in on him early. Does that pay you later? I think that's one of the things you're going to kind of look around and ask yourself later. Now, this one, now I ain't gonna lie. I use this picture because I thought it was a good one for him. But Brian Norris Jr., linebacker, 6'2", 230. He's from Chiefland, but he's student at USF in the portal. Should be a senior. And but he's versatile. Like very, very versatile. And I love how Ashley pointed out, being early helps. Like I ain't gonna lie. Look, as a dude, look, I'm talking to some young lady, a woman back in my days. Hey, she kind of showed interest early. Oh, okay. And some Johnny, Jenny come lately. I'm like, but that was already talking to her. You cool. I'm be more loyal to the one who give me some affection early and a little attention. But you got to kind of think about it like this. And with Norris, I ain't gonna lie. This is one of the reasons I really wish the 100 had come down to USF because we had a nice contingency there. But you having 100 there, I think that would have added that extra when they sit on the sideline like because USF's band, they did okay. They did well. But if you had the 100 there and they playing, they looking over there like, yo, these people having fun. And it's a good game. Yeah, I might think twice about FAMU if I transfer. That's just one of the reasons for me. You bring the band for some of that stuff. But this guy, he played running back and he's also played linebacker. I see him as a linebacker. I don't know. Is he more of a John Chaney type guy though? I don't know if he's a major guy. He's bigger than Major though. Major's like 6 feet, like solid 6 feet, about the same size. He's taller. His build is a little leaner, but I'm just wondering, and I'll say it out loud. Look, this would not be a bad get. Like, again, another kid from Florida. Chiefland's not terribly far from Tallahassee. I mean, and with that, we have former USF players, who have come to FAMU and had some success. You know, can we use that to help us? Can we use that to our benefit? And honestly, we got the FAMU mystique. Like, and I'm not gonna sit up here and sell y'all on like, oh yes, it's FAMU, it's the Ivy League of the HBCUs, and the highest of Seven Hills. Like, nah. But we know, like, if you're from Florida, these kids they still like, oh yeah, FAMU homecoming. Yeah, I gotta get right for that. I'm gonna go up there. I heard it's thick. Oh yeah, it is. It's nice. You ain't nothing like it. You got to sell that to these kids though. Like, oh, set Friday. Oh, it's like that. Oh, it's been like that. Oh, what? What? It's been like that since I was in school. Like Will Packer, all these things, we sell that. We are that. Like that's some of the things, and that's some of those things you can really sell with our kids who got that PWI experience. Because yeah, they may have more in certain areas, but they missing that other piece with the Black experience. And that's something you got to sell, especially to those kids that are like Norris, who are transferring. Like, have you ever been in a class and like 95% of your classmates look like you, and it's excellence. It's not, oh, they just look like you. Oh yeah, I went to a predominantly Black high school. Nah, bro, it ain't the same. Excellence. everybody in here. Like you sitting with CEOs, this, that, doctors, lawyers, like the oh, I'm sorry, let me help some of y'all. The black bourgeoisie, like the talents and tith, however you want to sell it. That's what you got to sell, baby. Now this one, boy, I think we get this kid. Local. Hollis Sam's 6'4", 305, Dodge City Community College, but he went to JP2 in high school. I think we get him. I think this is an easy get as long as he's got his stuff straight. That kid's coming home. And I think he's going to be one of the ones that you can kind of, again, talk about coming to FAMU, being from Tallahassee. This is one of those kids that, me personally, you sell that. And then you send him back to his school and you have him talk about, hey, I left. I came home. I love FAMU, XYZ. Give him that experience. 6'4", 305. Told y'all, defensive line. I think he's actually versatile enough to play O-line. I may have seen that. I don't want to confirm that. But yeah, this one you want. You want him. Bring him home. Like, and look, last one, Patrick Tukes, 6'2", 290. Butler Community College, kid from Georgia. Man. And the question is, can they commit anytime? Don't have me saying that. I believe they have to talk to the coaches first, get the okay, and then know that it's a committable offer. Then they can commit. But don't have me mislead you. Now, last one I'm going to jump on today. This kid right here, Patrick Tukes, 6'2", 290 from McCray, Georgia. Look, Ames D-line. That's the focus. And it's honestly, it has to be. You look at what you lost, look what you're potentially losing. General Hunt's in the portal. We just say is in the portal. You had another guy. I mean, you've literally seen in the past week, it's about 6 guys jump in the portal. So it's showing you that there's some changes up there. And whether the players like it or not, some like it more than others. But it's also with Colsey, you got a coach who, ain't gonna lie, he ain't putting up with it. He's serious about it, and he's trying to keep this team in a place where it's at. Like, and I'll just be honest, the quarterback we get might surprise some of us. Like, I think that's gonna be the one. And look, actually said it best. It's a new sheriff in town. His name is James Colsey, and he ain't playing the radio. I'm hearing that discipline is no joke, and and it might be a welcome thing though. Like, one of the things I will say, this year's FAMU football team, say what you will, this was the most disciplined football team that Willie Simmons has ever had, because some of those teams lacked discipline. Like, FAMU lost games in previous years because of discipline. I saw Willie getting behinds in a way I had never seen before. Like, and Willie was not playing. Like, and I saw his interview yesterday. He's disciplining penalties. I like it. Dimitri, thank you. That was a problem. Like, let's go back and watch some of them previous years. Man, we would get personal foul penalties, like really stupid penalties. Like, for me, a false start is aggravating. You shouldn't get a bunch of them. But once everyone, okay. Lack of focus. Holding, yeah, okay. But we get blocking the backs. You slap somebody, you fighting after the play, and then the next play, you back in the game. You late hit. Like, what the what? Like, I think that's going to be something. I'm not going to say that's going to be changed. I think it's going to be something that we continue to improve upon, because to say it's changed is to say that there was no improvement last year. We saw a vast improvement. Like, were there games where things got out of hand? Absolutely. That Alabama State situation should have never happened. That person should not have gotten hit. But at the same point, part of that was on the refs. They didn't take control of the game. They didn't try to stop them boys. I was sitting on the sideline like, nope. Let me go to the press box because these jokers started fighting. I ain't catching none. I ain't. And it was a lot of trash talk. The game got chippy. SWAC championship got chippy. Like, I still think that's gonna happen because some of that's just football. Like some of that, I can't let you punk me. Like that's real. But some of that also speaks to there was a lack of discipline, but there was a different level of atonement last year, and there was also a different commitment to having a consequence. Like real talk, Willie was much better about doling out consequences for the from my perspective, from my visual. Like you could see it. Like he may have given consequences in the past, but you didn't notice it. Whereas last year, you noticed it. And this year, I think you're going to continue to notice it. And I think it'll be some of those things where it's like, hey, Cozy, we saw some offside penalties. Yeah, we're going to fix that. What's going? How do you fix that? I can't really tell you about that, but it's going to get addressed. I think he's going to keep that very democratic. I'm definitely going to have to ask him about that. He asked for some tougher questions. I'm going to have to give it to him. But that's huge. And don't forget, look, if you like me, look, Investing in Champions tickets are available. Some of y'all, look, I got my tax papers over there, about to send them off to my tax preparer. Look, when you file them income taxes, you get your check back. If you're trying to go to some of these FAMU games, go ahead, get your portion aside so you can get your tickets. Support the Rattlers. If you go in Atlanta, get your Atlanta stuff ready. Spring game weekend, y'all already know what it is. Spring game weekend is going to be packed if you are in Tallahassee. Now, if you down here in the city beautiful, we already got something else going on, but be prepared because it's going to be a whole weekend and an all-day thing. Get your popcorn ready. Like spring game weekend, SWAC championships, ring reception, Friday, coffee with Cozy, $35 continental breakfast. And then they're doing the inventory spring game where they're selling old jerseys. Yeah, they're selling some of them Russells. Just saying. I ain't gonna lie to you. They're selling some of them Russells. So don't get too upset. You can do like me, buy a Russell and hang it up. I ain't buying no Russells. But if you are in Orlando or Central Florida, South Florida, and you just don't feel like driving Tallahassee, come on up. Chapter Appreciation Day at the park, 1 to 5. Free food, drinks, free entry, music, games, Magnolia Park. And again, look, your Kappa's favorite Kappa, Alpha Z Zone, Kendall Bowler, repping number 3. Spring game, 4 o'clock, April 15th, $15. And if you are down there in Central Florida, South Florida, South Dade Rattlers, follow them on Twitter, Instagram. They doing stuff. Facebook, they having the game plan with Cozy, April 24th, 6 p.m. Register now online. And Cozy gonna be talking. And Cozy, he already said, hey, that's part of the job. Doing these tours is what it's got to be. Like, and then if you haven't already applied, look, NAA scholarship program deadline is coming. Look, this is me being shameless, plugging my own causes. I do run that social media page. We're going to be updating some more. But go check out. It's free money. Go get it. Like, also, the Polk County chapter, they also have a scholarship. If you live in Polk County, you know people in Polk County. My wife's family's from Polk County. My father-in-law's in Polk County. You know people down there. Free scholarship, free money. And May 30th through June the 2nd, One FAMU Stronger Together. FAMU is going to be in the Bay over there in Tampa. Registration's $400. It might just jump up to $450, but AD Sykes has already said she's going to be there. She's going to be talking and giving out the plan for the athletic program as far as the strategic plan, which Good job, AD Sykes. I'm just saying. I said out loud that I thought we lacked vision, but she gave me a little hope. Gave me some hope. Don't give me too much. But if you want to go participate, it's gonna be a fun weekend. Some people staying in town. Some folks gonna commute like me. If you got a cousin, go out there. They're also supposed to have a be out day that weekend. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't got all the info on that, but boy, it's gonna be kind of hard. Ooh, it's gonna be hard. So I can sit up in here. I can go hang out. Oh, I kind of like to hang out, but I might spend that 450. I might. So, but look, kind of did a little recruiting special, kind of get y'all caught up on game. And there's more kids who've been offered. So if you're trying to look, we're going to drop some more graphics on the FQ FAMU Twitter page and the Fangs Up Twitter page, all our socials, updating you on who these kids are who've gotten offered. And when they commit, I know we're going to drop a little something up there. You know, I'm going to have to text Riz, see if I can get his permission to use the rattler thing, Batman sign that he was using. I'll text him and ask him. I don't want to just steal his stuff because I know Riz. I'm gonna tell y'all a fun secret about Riz. Riz would come out of his pocket for some of that recruiting stuff. Like he wasn't skimping. So that brother was very committed and justly rewarded. So, but before I steal his stuff, I'll ask, and then I might create my own. So look, at least I'm an honest thief. Like I'll steal your idea, then I might not steal your actually content, but I'll steal your idea. But for Herb Stewart and the Black Techies, look, y'all, we'll be here tomorrow actually. So tomorrow we're gonna talk about the happenings. We're gonna talk about some of the other kids that got offered that I may have missed. But then what were the results? Y'all saw FAMU baseball. Whew, they laid that whooping on last night. Got a game today. Should be going on right now. And FAMU softball, can they get a little comeback? Can they get some get back? I hope so, y'all. So, but we'll see y'all. And if you missed it, man, yesterday, 6 o'clock, some of y'all was asking, hey, what's the name? Round 1. It was St. Clair Moraine. That's my guy. That is my partner in crime, aka my journalistic mentor. He does his shows 5 to 6 on Hallelujah 95. You can also download their app and catch it on there. But y'all know it's always going to be Thanks Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it?